Okay. Good evening, everybody. Let me just get onto main cam. I hope everyone is doing well. And I hope everyone is looking forward to the stream, because we are assembling this vintage Tudor that we stripped down a couple of days ago. So on Sunday we stripped it down, so it's now all clean. We'll see how far we get today. It may be a case of stripping it down today and we'll finish it off tomorrow type deal. We've also got the Omega, the vintage Omega 565, which, if you remember, we have a broken mainspring. Let me just try and get both cameras on. But I think we may now have a donor movement for the 565. There we go. So this is our Tudor. Bring in the camera. There we go. Trying to see how that looks on stream. I probably have to do. But yeah. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm not gonna lie, the past few days been feeling a little rough. Hay fever season and all. Been kicking my butt. Not been feeling too great. That's why I wasn't on yesterday. It's hit me pretty hard. But we ball, we're here. Let's crack on with this Tudor. So we've stripped down all the way to the base plate. Before I start assembling the keyless or anything, I'm going to remove the balance. Just put that aside. I've also noticed my cleaning fluids are starting to go a little bit dirty, so probably a job for the weekend is to get my fluids changed, so we get nice clean fluids. And yesterday, whilst I didn't do a live stream, I did manage to start recording a main channel video. So I've got a Trenton pocket watch, which I've now stripped down. I was doing a little bit of digging into how old they are. Apparently, it's like 1880s is the age of this pocket watch. First, I'll just do that. There we go. So where was I? Yes. Late 1800s, apparently the age of this Trenton pocket watch I'm doing as well. Thankfully nothing too severe is wrong with it. Gonna have to change the mainspring. The hairspring needs an adjustment as it's rising, well, I say it's rising, it's riding quite high and it seems to be hitting the top of the balance bridge. So we've got a little bit of work to do on that. As I said, there's going to be a YouTube video rather than stream or anything. I can show it on stream as it progresses. At the moment it's just stripped down. Especially if I do regular live streams, I can show you the progress of the watch as it's going along. So I'm just searching for the winding pinion. I've got the sliding pinion out. There she is. Got it. Just going to grease up the stem a little bit. Ooh, also need to loosen the setting lever because I didn't take that out. Okay, stem is in. Oh, you're going to have to give me 1 second. Got a phone call coming through. Apologies there, I'm back. Okay, so stem is fitted, winding and sliding pinion are in. Let me just put brightness down the light a little bit. Okay, so now we've got the setting lever engaged properly in the stem, and the slot is meant to go in. I see we've got a tiny bit of rust seeping through on the stem. It looks mostly surface level rust, so what I'll do is I'll go over that and clean it, but I'll do that later. So I want to kind of make a start on the rest of this watch. If I can get this ticking, maybe get the automatic done and get it to the point where we can get the dial side done tomorrow and cased up, that would be pretty good. Let me just get everything out ready for the keyless. It's been a while since I've done one of these movements. There's our yoke. Just trying to familiarise with what I need. Okay. Ooh, this spring is tough. But it's in. So that was the yoke spring I was just fiddling around with. I'm just going to grease up where the yoke engaged with the setting lever. Just a little bit of grease. As well as some grease for the post for the setting wheel. Setting wheel down. This might just be, that's it. Don't think there's anything else. It's just run to the setting lever spring. It feels so bare. I feel a sneeze coming. It's there at the edge of my nose. Just didn't want to come out. I do apologise, my allergies are kicking in at the moment. Make sure I get the right screw for this. Probably won't. But we'll sort that out later. Okay. Setting wheel doesn't have to go in just yet. I can wait. For a second I thought the setting lever spring would cover the setting wheel, but it does not. That's a bit much. There we go. turn it over. And I need to assemble the barrel. The barrel does seem to have had the plating slightly damaged from the cleaning machine. I know it's an older watch, so it may just be peeling. I reckon that will just wipe off now. It cleaned the inside of every, well, all of the plating. And the back. Oh, it's this one. I remember now. Okay. So this one has a dent in the actual barrel. I do have a little staking set. So I'm going to see if I can get a good sized punch to remove the dent. You can see it just here. Let me see if I can find a good sized punch. Okay. What I want is something flat, small and flat. Maybe this one. That one might work. I think that can work. I honestly forgot that this one had the dent in it. Alright, that's one option. We'll leave that punch there. And we might have another potential punch we can use. Yeah, I think this one's actually going to be the one we're going to use. So what I'm going to do, it's angled. On it flat. Okay, we're going to go with the original one. I'm going to try and flatten this little dent. Tudor mainspring barrel? Yep. Maybe the other side shows it a bit better. Yeah, here you go. You can see it from this side a bit better. It's just a massive dent. It almost looks like, it doesn't really, but you know, the T-bar end or the T mainsprings, where you get a hole on the barrel and the cap. Almost looks like that, but it ain't meant to be like that. So this staking set was actually gifted to me from my current head watchmaker. hammer. Might require a bit more force. I was gently tapping it, just getting a feel for it. Now, I'm not going to be able to like fill that hole, but if I can at least flatten it so it doesn't affect the mainspring, it'll be fine. You like watchmaker tools? They are so specific. Oh yes. Especially the old ones. The old ones are what you want. See if I can show you. Yeah, there you go actually. I should have done it here. You can see it a bit better. Now, the only downside to this set, as I said, this was gifted to me by my head watchmaker, because he recently acquired like a complete set, and so he knows that I wanted to push more into restoration, and he very kindly gave it to me. But the downside is it's been used generously. Any knowledge on how that dent got there? No, is the honest answer. Well built cast iron too. Yeah, so this is a French staking set, shall I say. Very nice. Nice bit of weight to it as well. Let's see if I have any other punches that could help. Ah, it's too big. Too big. It being used isn't bad though, is it? No, it's not bad. But you can see, you might not be able to see on the camera, but the punches, where they're meant to be flat, you can see where it's almost domed off. They're a bit more rounded. So they're not perfectly flat. And what I want is a nice flat surface to get level with the barrel. I think we're pretty much there. The mainspring should now fit in level. So give it a few more taps. camera just shut off. And sadly I don't have any of the fittings for, I guess, the underside. I feel a punch restore video coming up. One of the watches I want to do a video on is actually a balance staff. So I'll be fitting a balance staff for a video. It's for the JW Benson. This guy. Yeah, this one has a broken balance staff, so I'll be using the stake and set there. Let's put some of these tools away. It definitely feels like in my job at London I'm being pushed more into restoration, which is good. It's good for learning. But damn, it is time consuming. Okay, let me just get the mainspring for this. No, mainspring is already out. I'm being silly. Here she is. I meant restoring the punches themselves so they get flat. Oh, I see. Yes. I need to. I do need to go through them and actually. I'm trying to show you this. It is a bit beat up. So the watchmaker who passed this down to me, he told me this was his first staking set that he bought 20 years ago, and that was when he was working on clocks. So this thing has seen quite a lot. Obviously clocks are a bit bigger, probably require a bit more force. So they're definitely well used. At the same time, we've got some nice punches. So yeah, I'll need to go through all the punches, make sure everything is flat and level when they're meant to be. I might do a shorts video on it. So a lot of the plating has basically come off from the barrel. Both the barrel and the barrel cap. You see it more on the cap. So I'm just going to remove it. It's just going to come off with Rodico. So now we get the brass barrel. There we go, nice and clean. You can still see where the hole was, or where the dent was, but it's now flat, so we shouldn't have any issues with the mainspring, which is what we'll do next. Also, question. Is it a better viewing experience having the two cameras, or just going with one? Mostly on the zoom in camera. I'm not sure if people like the different perspectives or the different viewpoints, but I know that the camera quality of the Canon isn't the same as the zoom in camera. Which is a shame, but maybe I have to get some more cameras. More upgrades to the stream. But yeah, I'm currently working on a main YouTube channel video. So the Trenton Pocket Watch. Made a start on that yesterday. I'll see if I get all the footage done this week. Maybe get some more editing done over the weekend. And hopefully get it out next week. But we will see. Sorry, you might hear me sniffing away. Just hay fever's getting to me. So it's a nice staking set, just needs a bit of a touch up. I've got my own personal staking set, that's at London at the moment, so it's not here. Which is a bit more, I guess, unused condition, it's a bit cleaner. Whereas this has had some life, some mileage on it. Depends on what you're doing. Mostly staring at one camera with more detail. That's what I was thinking. Obviously, for what we just done with the staking set, I think the two angles worked. But I think when it's coming up to the close-up stuff like this, then the zoomed-in camera is better. Is the barrel very bent? The barrel itself's not. It was just that one dent. The rest of it's fine. I have no idea what caused it. I'm actually going to zoom out for this bit. The reason I'm zooming out for this is because I'm going to try and hand feed the mainspring into the barrel. You agree on the cameras? Yeah, I think that's the best approach. It looks so wiggly. Let me have another little look. Doesn't look too bad. I mean, you could argue it's maybe slightly, almost like very, very, very mildly distorted. I can see maybe a tiny flat side on here, but bottom does not fly. Oh, you're referring to being caved? Get it on a staking set. That's what I've literally just done. Put it onto a stake. don't want to help too much because we've got raised sections on the surface, because these are meant to be, these inner parts are meant to be raised, so you're not going to get like a true flush level. But I'm looking at it in the camera and I'm looking at it in person. I'm not sure if it's the light, because it doesn't look so bad in real life than it does on the camera. But I also know that sometimes what watchmakers will do, if I'm assembling it and there's no arbor end shake, that the arbor inside is very tight, what you'll typically do is dish. Well, you'll dish the barrel. You'll basically, what you're saying, it could be true, and it could have been from a previous watchmaker who had limited arbor end shake, and to increase the arbor end shake, they dished the barrel. It could be a very, very slight dish. I'll check the arbor end shake when I get the arbor in. But no, it's a good point to point out. There might be it might be a very, very shallow dish on the barrel, but that could have been done intentionally. We'll see what the arbor end shake's like. But that could be why there's like it looks like a very shallow dish on the barrel. Okay, I'm just trying to feed in mainspring. I want to wear the finger cots to prevent getting fingerprints anywhere, but at the same time they catch on the mainspring when I'm trying to do it by hand. Okay, so we've got the mainspring in. Let me fit the barrel arbor and we'll see what the end shake is on the barrel arbor once we've got it capped. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have picked up on it by looking at it in person, but on the camera it did show, or it looked like there was some shallow dishing on the barrel. The advantages of a different perspective. You can't see it at the moment, I'm just putting some grease on the barrel arbor. Okay, that's the barrel arbor. Increase the cap. Yeah, I want to check the end shake, because it's very possible the previous watchmaker dished the barrel slightly. Okay, that went down. So what I'm going to do, the way I'll do it, is I'll put the arbor between my tweezers and give it a little shake. You want to feel some movement. There is none. That's tight. Okay. Barrel arbor is tight. So I'm going to dish the cap. There's two methods that I know of. One was recently shown to me by my current head watchmaker, but the one that I've always gone to is just putting the cap in the barrel closing tool. I'm just going to take a bit of pegwood. I'm just going to just push. Oh, it's tight. Just push down. It wasn't moving that much. It might be very tight. It might be a tough one to adjust. Rather than press down, it's going to go work on the edges. Try my best to not undo what I've just done. I think we might have found the reason why it might have looked slightly dished. Because it's very tight for barrel arbor end shake. Okay, it's freeing up a little bit now. And what I'm now trying to do is basically dish the barrel a little bit, just slightly. And this is how I've now been shown by my current head watchmaker. You pick up little tricks here and there from different people. Okay, we have a little bit of end shake. I'm going to try it like that before I push any harder. We can now get this fitted. Make sure I grease up where the arbor was going to sit. As well as some of these train wheels. I just want to check the pivots, make sure there's no major wear. I can put the barrel bridge on. Oh, I forgot it's this one. Because this barrel bridge is a little bit different to, I guess, its successor, the 2824. Because there's no thread for the crown, so it's its own device, which is here. And I need to try and hold this in place underneath where the crown sits whilst I get the crown screwed down and under tension from the click. So this bit can be fiddly. Let's have a quick drink. Let's also get the crown wheel ready. There she is. Okay, that looks like the ratchet screw. And all of a sudden I can't remember for the life of me if it's a reverse thread or not. I believe it is. Right, let me get some grease on this bridge first. What I'm going to do, as the way I have done it before, is I'll use Rodico to basically secure this little component in place underneath the bridge whilst I screw it down, because otherwise it's a pain. I was going to grease, that's right. Reverse thread on the crown wheel. So the crown wheel screw, I believe, is a reverse thread. I see there's a fair bit of wear around this bridge, or around where the crown wheel goes. You see where the brass is showing, or the base metal is showing. So let's try and make sure I cover those areas. Sorry, a bit out of focus here. There you go. Should be a bit better. Okay, so I've got that bit secured underneath with the Rodico. I've got some grease ready for the crown. I might actually put just a few extra dollops. Be generous on my grease. Bit there. A little bit there. Just gonna pull back the click. Hopefully. It's in place. Okay. It's in. Now I just need to secure this down. Fantastic. Okay. With that in place, I'll take off the Rodico. And that crown wheel is all set. Marvellous. Hello Nate, good evening. I hope you're doing well. Hope all is good. We're just making our way through this service. You haven't missed too much. All we've done so far is keyless barrel, which has been interesting because it had a massive, I say massive, in watch terms it's pretty big, a pretty big dent in the barrel. You see, move it around. Just here. There's a nice dent. So we've had to go back and use a stake and set, try and flatten it out. Just giving it a bit of end shake. You just tune into me sorting out the barrel bridge. So yeah, we haven't got too far, to be fair. I know I'm like an hour into the stream. I would have come in earlier if there would have been a way to get notifications when people go live. Is there not a feature for that? Surely there is. Surely there's a feature for notifications on live streams. I'm not sure. I've never had to put one on myself, so I'm not sure. All is good here. How are you yourself? I'm managing. Hay fever and allergies have been kicking my butt the past couple of days. Hence why you might hear me sniffle or sneeze a little bit in stream. Yeah, it really kicked off yesterday. That's why I wasn't live yesterday. Was not feeling it. Not feeling so bad today. Bit of grease on the barrel. There's the bridge. I tried the bell, but it's only when you upload. They should really make a feature then for when you go live. I thought that was all like implemented when you go, or when you upload. Let's get this bridge secured and then we can go onto the train. Oh, the camera just went out, but I'm not using that at the moment. Lovely. Okay, so the winding pinion is engaging nicely with the cram wheel. As you can see, it's turning nicely. So happy days, that's all good. Yeah, I think if I can get this ticking, maybe get the automatic assembled as well. I won't get it fitted just because of how awkward it is with the rotor weight. And tomorrow I can finish it off with the dial side and case up. I was saying earlier, I think we've got a donor movement for the 565, the Amiga. What kind of jewels we got at the back? Okay, put a bit of oil in at the front here. So I think we've got a mainspring for the Amiga. And with regards to uploads, hopefully get a video out in the next week or so. I made a start on a Trenton pocket watch, so hopefully I can get that done inside a week or two. Right, there's our escape wheel. Yeah, I can see the plating on all the wheels and how the barrels come off. I'm just gonna wipe them clean. Don't want any residue coming off. Oh, nearly for the third wheel. There she is. Again, just checking the pivots. They're all good. Looking forward to watch it. I'm glad. Feeling like a passion coming back for content creation again. Hence why I'm going live a fair bit. I want to get a few videos shot for like main channel videos and also some shorts. But no, I'm feeling good about it all. Getting back onto YouTube. Back on the YouTube grind. After the channel's been dormant for about a year and a half. Yeah, my cleaning fluids need changing, so that'll be a weekend job. Cleaning's not terrible, just not perfect. It's good, but it needs changing. It's a bit stiff. It might be because the plate's not secured down properly. Let me get the other screw in. Could be some end shake issues here. Looks great, that movement. It's definitely starting to show its age a little bit. You know, a few scuffs here and there, a little bit of wear. Is our centre wheel not even in? I thought our centre wheel was in. It might just be a pivot out of place. It was the centre wheel. I thought it was in, but it wasn't. So now, when I touch the barrel, it should go around smoothly, which it does. Beautiful. Just getting the ratchet in. I had the screw out. Did I put it back in or did I move it? What have I done? No, I put it back. And just to make sure I get it torqued down, because you can't really wind, oh sorry, not wind. When you go to screw it down to tighten, it will just turn everything. So I'm just going to use a hand pusher to hold the crown in place, the crown wheel. So that will hold the ratchet in place and I can torque it down. So now that screw is not going to come loose. I'll get some oil in there, then it'll be the escapement, get it ticking. Been live for just over an hour. I'll probably be on for a couple of hours, quite about 10:30 maybe. Is that supposed to move? What are you referring to? Are you referring to the crown wheel? Referring to here? If you're referring to that particular wheel, yes. It is meant to move like that. So basically that wheel, it's connected on like a hinge almost, or a pivot. I don't really know how to describe it. If you didn't see how I assembled it, the thread is its own individual section, which it connects from underneath the bridge, and it's on a post, so it swivels on a post. And that little swivel on the post allows it to do this. But the pressure or the tension from the click pushes or helps push the crown that way, as well as obviously the engagement of the winding pinion. So I'm now back winding, so the winding pinion isn't doing anything, but that bit of pressure from the click is pushing it back in. All right, let me get some oil in the train. You don't think that you've seen that before? Well, you have now. There are so many different unique mechanisms in watchmaking. Well, there sure is. There sure is. It's crazy how many different mechanisms you can see to serve the same purpose. Just take automatics for example, where you've got Seiko system, you've got, I guess, the standard oscillating weight automatic. You've got the bumper rotors, the bumper automatics, the Amigas. You've got micro rotors. Lots of different mechanisms to serve the same purpose. But my understanding was that was all due to a patent by Rolex. So they couldn't use the same automatic system, so they had to innovate something different. I believe that's correct. Patents creating innovation. Right, everything's now oiled. I oiled the base plate escape wheel jewel as I was doing the train, so I haven't got to worry about that. Everything else is now done. We've even got a bit of, yeah. So if you have a little look at the escape wheel, I let it run down, I give it some wind, it will spin in the direction I'm winding, and then it will back wind, which is a good sign. It's a sign that it's nice and free. So there's the back wind. I'll do it again. It's going that way, stops and then goes back. And that's just an indication that all the train wheels are nice and free. Sometimes when you do that little test, when it gets to the end of its of the power going through the train, it'll go jagged. We'll go pause, go, pause, go, pause, go, pause, go, which can indicate that you have, I guess, a lack of end shake within the train, and that power is struggling to get through. Whereas that was nice and smooth on this, so I am happy. Just gonna get the pallets in. Oh, I see a hair. 1 second. Okay, hair gone. Pallets are in place. You can't really see from this angle, but if I try and turn it around, I'm not gonna be able to see. Let me get the this plate on. I'll show you. pallets are in. Bridges on. Which screw do I need for this? That's too thin. I'm looking for like a flat-headed one. That's what I'm expecting to see, but I might be wrong. I could be wrong. Right, those two are for the automatic. There you are. And that's what I was expecting. Nice flat-headed screw. Put some power on. So now those pallets turn over very nicely. Let me get some oil on there and we can put the balance in. And the way that I do my oiling for the pallets, there's a bit of oil on the face of the pallet. We'll go around 5 or 6 turns, do it again until I'm satisfied with the amount of oil I can visually see. So it can take a few attempts. Last thing I want to do is run it dry. I'm using a micro oiler, so it's picking up a very, very small amount of oil. So you might see me sometimes going back in for a second dip. Because it's picking up such a small amount. I think one more should do. Okay. We should be good. So next we'll take our balance, get that fitted. We've then got to oil the balance jewels. And then I guess I can do the automatic. I'll probably finish it off tomorrow. We are now nearly 10 to 10. That's not quite lined up properly. Try to like lift the balance so I can get it over, or the impulse pin over. Nope. Oh, it's on there tight. Okay, I think we're good. I think that was good. No, I overdone it. I went too far. The other way this time. So fiddly. Actually, it might be okay. Let me get the jewels in. It's being a bit deceptive. Let me get this screwed down. You see it wants to go. Okay, we're in position. But we need to get the jewels in. Which I'll do now. Make a little point. Alright, are we going to get this first time? Oil's in place. Ooh, come on. First one done. That's one jewel. On to the second. Nope. Trying to lose anything. And second jewel done. Yeah, this is where I use my times 12 magnifying glass. I'm going to start with the underside. It's one jewel in. You can see now ticking nicely, and that's one more to go. Sorry I went a bit quiet there, I was a bit fiddly getting that inker box spring out. Sweet, okay. Both jewels are in. Let me give this a full wind. And that's going nicely. A shame that the timing machine I have here doesn't work. I'd love to see what readings I'm getting on this. But she is running beautifully. So all there really is now on this watch is the automatic and then the dial side. The dial side, I'm going to be honest, I'm not looking forward to doing, just because of the spring for the... I'll show you which spring it is. It's that spring. This little dude here. This little spring is a right pain in the butt, because that needs to hold under tension whilst nothing's holding it down. And a lot of the times they can just ping and just fly out. So I'm going to wait until tomorrow before I fit that. Maybe I have a bit more brain power. But we still have the automatic. She's going beautifully. We'll keep an eye on that barrel as well. I don't think it's going to affect anything now, because you can still see the dent just underneath the center wheel. But it shouldn't touch anything. We flattened it out best possible. I think that'd be fine. That should be fine. Automatic. It's a bit of a different system for this. Because the way the reversing wheels are held down is on an eccentric screw, and the driving wheel is held down by this little lever. This little lever here. So let me grease the posts. Get the wheels on. Not engaging. Why aren't you engaging? Or maybe I've set this up wrong. That's got to be right. Maybe I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. I used the wrong wheel. I think I got these two mixed up. There you go. That fits. That's much better. There we go. Now it engages properly. Brilliant. And then we have the two reversing wheels. 1 and 2. I'll put some oil on the posts. You got this like eccentric screw, which we'll have to spin out of the way to get one reverser on at a time. So that's the first reverser. We'll spin the screw aside. Okay. The second reverser. And then we spin the screw around to lock it. And that's the automatic done. I'm not going to fit it to the main movement because in order to fit the rotor, we've got to screw it from the back. So I'll have to take it off again to fit the rotor. So I'll consider this done until basically the final stages of assembly. And I think for the time being I might call that a night. We've just gone 10 o'clock here. I've got work in the morning. We've got this ticking, got the automatic assembled. Tomorrow I intend to go live so that we can finish this off. We'll get the dial put on, or the dial slide done, put the dial on, get her cased up. Maybe we'll have time to make a start on the Amiga 565 assembly. Other than that, I'm trying to think what else I have to do. Oh, I've been given a bunch of 7750 movements to look over. I'll show you them actually. before I go, oh, battery about to die. 1 second. Looks good. It does look good. No, it's looking very nice. And by the way, when you talked about the date adjusts and with the white gold bezel, I don't understand why they don't just make them in stainless steel. Yeah, with the white gold would throw me off because I'd immediately think that it's stainless steel. Just stick with one. But I guess some people want it to be a bit more low key, whereas yellow gold will kind of pop a bit more, bit more in your face almost. Right, so what I got out here are a bunch of 7750 movements that I've been asked to check over. So we may have some chronographs to service in the near future, potentially. As you can see, we've got a few. This isn't all of them either. There's another like 2 or 3. So there's like 8 chronograph movements to check over. The likelihood is they're not all going to need servicing, but there's a good chance some of them will need it. But that'll keep me going for a while at least. These were, I can't remember when he acquired these. It's tag. These all tags? Might all be tags. Yeah, they're all tags. All tag movements. You can see on the rotor. So, yeah, I'll be busy. Yeah, damn indeed. That'll keep me busy for a while. But we'll see how many I actually need to service. Likelihood is not all of them. Okay, everyone. I'm going to call it a night. Tomorrow I'll be live to try and finish off the vintage Tudor. Everything goes well. We still have the Omega 565 to assemble. We stripped that down. I've got a donor movement with hopefully a good barrel and mainspring. I will check that tomorrow, hopefully, assuming that the Tudor assembly goes well. And yeah, that'll be it. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful evening or the rest of your night. And yeah, I will see you again, same sort of time tomorrow, 7-8 p.m. GMT. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you for streaming once again. No, it's my pleasure. I want to be able to do this a bit more, well, I'll say a bit more regularly. Been doing it pretty consistently the past week. So thank you for tuning in. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Goodbye.